Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of 2 Alpha News. News the shooting community can use. I'm your host, one of your hosts, Manny, along with my co-host, Khory Katz.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us again tonight. This is actually our 7th episode. Kind of crazy to think that.
Yeah, we've actually been doing this a decent amount of time, which is kind of nice for us. We quite enjoy this, I feel, and we make it a regular thing, so it's kind of cool.
Yes, sir. For sure.
So, yeah, like Khory just said, I want to thank everybody for joining us. So if you're in the YouTube chat or in the Rumble chat, please drop it down in the live chat so we can see it and interact with you throughout the show. We greatly appreciate it. The more you let people know about this, the more we can do for giveaways and get more news out there for you. So thank you for joining us. It looks like we've got our buddy Chris, our Ohio friend, Chris Jenner from the 740. What's up, brother?
Yeah, and if you're listening to this afterwards, either on Rumble or on a podcast platform or anything like that, feel free to send us an email at mannytalkshooting@gmail.com.
Well, I thought it was 2alphanews@gmail.com.
Well, let's just send it to mannytalkshooting@gmail.com.
I mean, yes, more email from my inbox. I'd greatly appreciate that.
Tactical Fud's out there too.
Hell yeah. What's up, Tactical Fud? Yeah, so like you said, follow us on any social media. Usually just Facebook and Instagram right now. We don't do the whole X thing. So check us out. Like us, follow us on any platform you can, and share the word. I know I need to remind myself to go back and post the episode onto Facebook because it seems like we get a lot more traction when I do. So
Definitely.
So go ahead.
Alex, what's up?
Not much. I mean, we've had an interesting week. It's not been too long since we last saw each other.
No, so we were both down at Cardinal Shooting Center this weekend for what we considered our after nationals cleanup match or leftovers match, is what you put it. What'd you think?
It was a good match. I'm not gonna lie. I kept asking throughout the episode. Let's see. I'm a little quiet, they say. Anyway, let me. You can hear me, okay, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Annette, if you're watching live, turn up the TV. But anyway, no, I liked the match. It was a really good match. I enjoyed it. I kept asking my squad mates Ken and Brad, who had shot nationals. I asked them, so what changed? Has anything changed? And, they tell me it's like, oh, this target was, a tux, or the bobber was a tux or whatever. So I kept kind of getting that little bit of validation from them. So I liked the match. It was how do I be nice about this? I didn't think it was that hard, but I'm also from a club match perspective of shooting 25-yard mini poppers, 20-yard partials. So I'm accustomed to this. Hosing is very unnatural for me. It seems
for sure.
Like hoser targets are nice. I love them because it's like, oh, I don't care. But I will say in totality, the match was on the harder end. But I wouldn't say it was like, oh, this is. I would compare this to Area 5 2022.
I thought it was easier than Area 5 2022 personally. But
there was more options in this match than there were in the 2022 Area 5 match.
Keep in mind, I also wasn't shooting the same platform on this match that I did, and I did not shoot the cleanup match because Dan and I were cleaning up.
Yes, you were.
But yeah, I'm still sore from that.
Yeah, you guys were definitely working very hard to clean up range 2 and range 4. So it definitely helped that we were there to help you pick up the rest of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Rick said, Manny, you're accustomed to that Walt life.
He's not the only one who can put hard stages out. I definitely can put my share of hard accuracy and technical stages on the ground. So I do blame that I was brought up under a technical match. Walt Pagel may not say that he had anything to do with this match, but That is clearly
No,
not the case.
that's not the case at all. I mean,
He
he was
tweaked
one of the head
everything
stuff
on the
guys.
ground.
So, Rick, I don't think, and you saw it while you were at nationals. I know you didn't shoot it, but I didn't think it was that much harder than what a typical DSS match would be, or a Buckeye Blast, or sorry, a Battle for the North Coast match would be. So, um, and I was shooting a pistol, which, as many people know, I don't shoot pistol. So,
Yeah, it was. So the was up evening. Matt W.
thanks for joining us, Matt.
It's always good to see you. I'm surprised. Well, this is true. Brian is still at the movies with Sherry, so
Yeah,
that's why he's not on yet. So he went to go see that Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
yeah, 2 hours and 28 minutes or something like that. He's nuts.
No, it's a 3.5 hour movie.
3 hours and 28 minutes. That's right. So, well, let's dive into it, Alex. How did you do at the cleanup match?
Well, at the cleanup match, do you have it pulled up on your computer, or do I need to?
I don't, but I can.
Okay. Well, at the cleanup match, I lost by 9%, and I was pissed. I am accustomed to winning, and I go to win. If it might not be the match, but it's definitely my division that I'm wishing to win. So
Makes sense.
So if anyone sees, this was the Cardinal after match. There was 41 shooters in
And
the
this
match.
is on Sunday only. So we did half the match on Saturday, half the match on Sunday. Sunday only had 41 shooters total, and then on Saturday there were another 20 some, but it was rainy and miserable.
Right. It did suck for those people who did come out. But they were troopers and they still paid their $25.
Yeah.
So, yep, I lost to a Ohio native, Peter Woolard, from Team Monsoon, but I came in second by just under 9% behind. And leading up the pack was Brad, right behind me. Brad had some mistakes. I had some mistakes as well. I had ammo issues in the gun, so I had some high primers. So I definitely lost some time racking the gun. But other than that, Peter is a nice carry optics master. So he's nice, good. He might be an open A here that he's borrowing someone's Infinity.
I would also note that Peter. So keep in mind that Peter is shooting the carry optic style. Obviously, he shot the match in 13 seconds faster than you did, and he shot it cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
So he had 8 more Charlies. You had 1 more Alpha. He had 8 more Charlies and considerably less Deltas than you did. So, he beat you in 2 spots, Alex. So you're going to have to pick it up in 2 spots.
Oh, I mean, there's always room for that. But yes, he's a little more. I will say, I did the math. We did have. I don't know what happened to the tablet and the timer. They were synced, and at some point throughout the day, I couldn't hit the stopwatch.
She could have called stats.
There was no stats. He was busy taking care of everything else.
And we wouldn't just shown up, but you could have.
And I removed the timer. I put the timer back on. You remove the timer, you put it back on. I don't know what it was, per se, on that time. It was my personal timer that we used because we just needed to use a timer.
Right.
So there was easy time seconds. Like anytime I racked the gun, I lost probably 3 seconds, and I know I did it at least 5 times. So that's 15 seconds right there. So.
Yeah.
Truly, in all average, Peter and I would have been about the same time, so the time did matter.
For sure.
So it was a good match. It was nice to see a lot of my Ohio friends, like Micah was there, Justin Messinger was out there. He helped. He was a big help cleaning up on Sunday as well. Him and his crew. My buddy Ken Fluffy Lane was out there. He came down from Michigan. It's always good to see our buddy Bill Sievers at the match.
Yep, and then both Kurt and Dave Melvin were there. So I mean, it was a kind of a who's who for Central Ohio. We definitely picked up our normal crew on a weekend that typically we don't shoot.
Right, you did. The local hotshot was not there, unfortunately.
So. No, he was nursing a cut hand, and it was a little rainy and cold for him. So Now, he didn't tell me that it was rainy and cold. I'm just making that up. But
You knew it was rainy. You knew it was rainy and cold. That's for sure.
if anybody knows his nickname, it was rainy and cold. So
Yes.
let's move on to IDPA.
Well, I did. What did I
Oh,
want to say? Wanted to say something about this match, also, but we'll come if I remember it. We'll come. I can come back to it. So yeah, let's move on to IDPA, because that was the World Shoot happened. Well, the IDPA
sure.
World Championship.
So let me go ahead and share my screen here, if I can. There we go. And oh, grab that. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna start out with Bug. Started out with Luigi. Alex, I've never really thought too much about IDPA, but I kind of like their categories. Like they have a category for industry. So someone who is works in the industry or something like that, that they have a special category for that. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is really cool. But I think it's also how you get into the match too, right?
Yeah,
So
it could
an
be.
industry slot guy is somebody um, typically a sponsored shooter for the most part, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Well,
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. So we've got actually you've got a slideshow for this, don't you?
yeah, just I'll click up on that and
Go ahead.
oh, I did it backwards, so I will skip all the way to Bug. And all
So
right.
first place we've got Luigi Lee, followed by King Drummond, Al Matter in third, Brett Newcomb in fourth, and Joe Mitchell in fifth.
Yep, and it looked like Luigi did a good stomping on the crowd at in Bug. Um, he only had 18 points down. No, correction. Let me click on Bug.
35 points down, but
Yes.
he shot which meant that he shot a raw time of just over 300 seconds.
Hmm.
The and a 337 final. The next person, who is King, shot it in 372 total.
Right. So in IDPA, if you can figure out the accuracy portion and have the speed, you're going to do really well in this game.
Yeah.
So if you can collect the alphas and find that probably like 85% of USPSA speed, you'll do really well in IDPA. Moving on to the next category or division, CCP or compact carry pistol, which is a little bit different than Bug. Like a Glock 19 size gun, and Bug would be something a lot smaller. Um, Coming in fifth, Jason Brown. Fourth, Joseph Baden. Zachary Mitchell in third. I don't know if he has any relation to the other Mitchell who was in the top five in Bug. Jay Whittaker. Wow, Whitaker.
Whitaker.
God, I can't read. And then Austin Prolux coming in first in CCP.
For sure. And then we've got CDP in fifth, Craig Bellamy, Rob Latham in fourth. Keep in mind that some of these guys went straight from USPSA Nationals over to the IDPA Worlds, so it's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Brady Harden in third, Eric France in second, and then Glenn Shelby in first.
Right, and CDP, if anyone doesn't know, and you're a USPSA guy, this is like your 45, 19, 11 division, right? True to true. Pretty much a single stack gun can fit in this division other than some tweaking of some parts. I want to mention this. My brother from another mother, the Chewy Cookie, Matt Chua, is in his house in the comments. Thanks for jumping on, Matt. We will go from CDP to Carry Optics. The winner of Carry Optics, Kevin Harding, Eric Shizesny in second, Cameron Templin of Team Beretta. If you want to check out, I did an interview with him on the Manny Talk Shooting podcast, so go check it out. Jeremy Stormy in fourth, and Theodore Facer in fifth. Honorable mention, not on the list, is Mr. Ben Hart of Team Beretta. He had a very good showing until he had one like dumpster of a stage. So he would have definitely been in this top five, if not, up there in contention to win if he didn't have that dumpster.
Yeah. And then we've got ESP. Brad Edens in fifth. Randy Rogers in fourth. Gordon Carroll in third, Mike Seeklander in second, and then Gorka Ibanez in first.
And I do want to mention Miss Randy Rogers taking top lady in ESP and in the top 5. So very impressive there. Between her time and Gorka's time, surprisingly, it was fairly close. You know, Gorka 278 and her 301 at the end of the match. So very good showing for a lady. That's not to say that the next lady we talk about isn't just as fantastic, and that's Miss Justine Williams being the second Distinguished Master female. And so she won PCC. Second was Mr. Steve Miles, Joseph Murray in third, Andrew Willingham in fourth, and Justin Green in fifth. Congratulations, Justine, on your Distinguished Master title.
Yeah, and if anyone doesn't know, Distinguished Master is a special classification awarded only to people who win, I believe, level 3 or above IPSC,
Right.
or not IPSC, IDPA
Right.
matches. So things what we would call like our area matches in USPSA or nationals, they get the distinction of Distinguished Master.
Yeah, so that's really cool. And she performed really well last year at not Worlds but Nationals, but she did a really good showing this year in cleaning up the field. I do want a
You know,
little.
that is her favorite platform, as I've heard.
So honestly, it was a close race though. She beat Steve Miles by 2 seconds.
Yep.
And they both had she had 24 points down, he was 25 points down.
Less than that raw time. She her raw time was 215.36. His raw time was 216.54 seconds.
Yep. They both had the same amount of procedurals, like
And the same
failure.
amount of penalties. Yep.
Proceed 6 procedurals and 5 threats hits on no threats. So
For sure.
slide number 2, Revo.
In first, we've got Jess Christensen, followed by Derek Hill, Joseph Emmerich, Caleb Giddings, and last but not least, Mark Mandrell.
So if anyone doesn't know Mr. Caleb Giddings, he works now for Taurus. He was a writer in the space of firearms, but now he's working for Taurus as like a marketing guy. Was on Top Shot season 1. So
cool.
That was a fun little fact. Let's see. There's a comment. Kevin Harding is the Mission 160 range owner. So very good. He's a local guy to the DFW area. The Mission 160 is in Whitewright, Texas. A interesting name for where a range should be held, but they also hosted Area 4, North Texas Open, Texas IDPA State Championship. So it's always good to see people who actually own ranges shoot well at matches.
For sure.
And finally, SSP Stock Service Pistol. Eric Fusion coming in 5th. Ming, I can't pronounce Ming's last name, but he's a local guy to Detroit. So he came in 4th. Mr. Sal Luna of Team Beretta in 3rd. 2nd for Team Beretta, Mr. JJ Bridesmaid Rakaza. And on first, Nils Jonassen, the athletic giraffe who can't be stopped in any division that he shoots. So it's just fantastic.
For sure. And it's interesting to look at the raw times on that one, too. So Nils did beat JJ with raw time 221 and a quarter to 222.19. I heard what really got JJ was the hits on non-threat targets. And if you are not familiar in IDPA, I keep mixing up all of our acronyms in the shooting sports. In IDPA, you can shoot through a shoot target, hit a non-threat target, and that counts as a non-threat hit.
Yeah, it's probably due to stage design errors, right? Because you've got the non-threats and...
Well, I don't think that was... I saw a couple videos over the last few days. That is not an error. That is intentional. Mm-hmm. That they will put a non-threat behind a shoot target to get you.
Yeah. Oh, some honorable mentions in SSP. Les Kiss Martoni, a distinguished master, coming in 7th this year in SSP. I did want to find the rest of the top ladies because we can't forget about the ladies, right? So let's see. Lady, Joyce Hernandez coming in 29th. Looks like to be the top lady in SSP. If somebody did, I'm assuming you would click the category if that was your thing, right?
I would assume so.
Let's see, the Revolver Lady. We've Christella Watley.
Yep. And then in PCC, of course, you've got Justine Williams. In ESP, you've got Randy Rogers, as we already discussed. Carry Optics, we've got Jessica Hook in 63rd.
For Team Beretta.
CDP, there was no ladies.
That's kind of sad. No
In
ladies.
CP, there was one, and Amanda Lynn Barr. And then in Bug, there was also one, Jacqueline Hallinan.
I know, really. The worst part is when you just you've been a long day and you got to think about how to pronounce last names.
Yes, that is not my strong suit ever.
Correct. Let's talk. So we're done with IDPA. Let's move on to I'm going to call this the Sooners State Showdown, or the Oklahoma section match. Right, was this weekend, all the same weekend it seems like. So I'm going to pull that up on my screen and be like blah blamo. So all right, we've got some awesome people here winning awesome divisions. So in Carry Optics, leading the pack, winning high overall, Mr. Jared Clanton for Team Monsoon. So he's also a top Carry Optics Super Squad guy now. He's been on the Super Squad for a while. So he's doing a good job. And he destroyed the field with over almost 15%. Tyrell Cooper coming in second. Ian Zacher in third. Andy Dang in fourth. Great last name, whoever decided on your last name. And John Luke Rubin of Rubin's Reloading came in fifth.
Did you notice that Jared also won high overall?
Yes. If I didn't say that, I apologize.
In Limited, you've got the man, the myth, legend, Joey Sauerland in first. Followed by Brian Brown, 23% behind him.
Yep. Steve Wolf also in third, and Robert Bland in fourth. Joey destroying the field. This match, interestingly, only had 5 squads. It was a one-day match. It was a Saturday match. Five full squads through the match, and they only shot on Saturday because but Sunday was a shoot-off. That was all the whole day was.
It's just hard to put something right behind nationals for sure.
Right. Well, they've had this like people were posting about this match. Yeah, I couldn't find anything forever. So I don't know if they had to move dates or something to get. But either way, at Limited Optics had 9 people with 2 DQs, unfortunately. Roper in first. Ryan Creedle in second. Heath Moore, a local Texas guy, I believe, in third. Tony Wall in fourth, and even Berryhill in fifth.
That's Evan.
Oh, Evan. See, this is a Thursday.
So in Open, we've got Emmett Reed in first, Lark Senza in second, Alex Acosta in third, Ken Yang in fourth, and then Jared Fox in fifth.
Is that the Jared Sasquatch Fox?
I believe so.
So, Emmett Reed, Alex Acosta, Ken Yang, all DFW area guys. Special shout outs to my guys, Mark Casanillo. I did a podcast with him on the Manny Talk Shooting. So go check that one out as well. Bobby Ivester from 2 Alpha Apparel is on here as well. And my buddy Chase Rains, the bearded shooter. So I also did an episode with him as well. So go check those out. Great episodes, to be honest with you.
In PCC, we've got Brandon Higby in first, Mike Chambers in second, Josh Smith in third, Cameron Kahn in fourth, and Todd Slider in fifth.
In production, we have Drew. There's only 3. Wow. Drew Hicks, Seth Wallace, and Doug Taylor coming in B, an unclassified, and a C-class guy.
Hey, really congratulations to Micah Puckett for sticking it out in Revolver by himself.
Hey, he won the match. He only had 7 mics, 7 no penalty mics, and 1 new shoot and a procedural to still win his division. I see there's a comment in the chat.
Chewy Cookie says that if you would like to hear his thoughts on the Sooner State Championship or Sooner State Showdown, feel free to listen to the Raw Time Champ podcast.
I can't because you never post often enough, and I already listened to it. Post more often, Matt. It's all Connor's fault, and we'll move on from there. No,
Yeah,
Matt's a good buddy, and I'm just giving them crap because they don't post enough. Like, people forget they have a podcast.
as Alex always says, there's two things that are really important in podcasting: A, no dead air,
Mm-hmm.
and B, more importantly, consistency.
This is true. But it's not even that it's just dead air. It's, well, dead air is not a problem. It can be a problem, but consistency is important, right? So, and I didn't even come with that. I think I got that from Robert Wyatt. But any good radio person will tell you that don't stop talking. If you listen to talk show radios in the morning, it's quite great. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Corey can share his screen, and it can be
And
pulled
there's
up.
no dead air.
Yeah.
Perfect. So to start out, this is the 2023 Indiana section presented by SNS Bullets. This is the first time they've had this match in a while, Alex.
This is true. Mr. Jake Martins, the director of media and events, was the match director for this match with Daniel Hart as the range master. Two people we both know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a good thing to see. They put this on as a one-day match just to get the match back on the ground because
Yeah.
it needed to happen. They lost it during COVID a bunch of times, so it's good to see them having the match back and having people shoot. They did
sure.
get, what did they end up getting on 94 shooters, which is great.
Yeah, and this definitely drew some people out of my area to it as well. You know, you got Jose Rossi there, specifically in Karyoptics, and I'm sure we'll see other people as well. So, if we start with Karyoptics, in fifth, we had Andrew Roderick, Taylor Orr in fourth, Craig Sylvia in third, Josh Espinoza in second, and Joe Ornelas
Or yeah, Joe Ornelas. Yeah,
Ornelas, thank you, in first.
he is an old guy who can smack down like the best of them. He puts people to. I'd go shoot the locals that he'd shoot all the time, North Porter. Yeah, he's a good shooter. Special mentions: Andrew Roddick, a Chicago gunslinger from my area. As we mentioned, Jose Rossi, Jason Finney. He's a guy I always see up in this area, and Mr. Mango Mike coming in ninth.
That is his home section. So
Mango Mike.
in limited, so Joey went right in through Indiana to the Sooner State Championship or Sooner State Showdown. He did not stop at the Indiana match. I think they were both on the same day.
Yeah, they were.
So to start out the field, we had Josh Malhor in fifth, Dan Hart, the range master, in fourth, Papa Joe Sanchez in
It's
third.
Uncle Joe Sanchez.
I'm going to call him Papa Joe Sanchez.
No, that's getting confusing with the other Papa Joe we know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, second, we had Leif Kunkel shooting a single stack gun
With 8-round mags.
with 8-round mags. Yeah, major single stack, 8 rounds in limited. And then Eric Stanley in first place.
I think Leif also did this to spare our buddy Cody Dengler from a crushing defeat.
Yes.
But it's okay.
100%.
Limited Optics won by Mr. Dave Del Rosario. Followed up by our buddy David Colon, Elmer Rodriguez, Adam Maxwell from Vortex Optics, and Nasser Yusuf. In fifth, a good showing of everybody. There was 13 people in Carry Optics, just so anybody knows.
This is limited optics.
Same difference. Limited Optics, Carry Optics, they're all the same gun.
And in open, we had Lincoln Carr in fifth, John Martello in fourth, Nate Polson third, Alex Kardrowitz, Sarajewski in second, and Daniel Mathis in first.
I don't know Daniel, and I don't know Nate, but Alex is a very good shooter coming up. This is his first season in open. Honorable mentions in sixth, Corey Wyatt from Ohio.
He worked staff that match.
Jay Graham, who was coming in from Kentucky. The Area 5 director, Rick Steele, coming in 11th. So it's always good to see people we know shooting other major matches.
And co-match director for this match, I believe, Stephen Wright in 12th.
Oh, yes. Steve Wright, the Indiana sectional coordinator, I believe.
Yes.
In PCC, there was 6 of you, so I will talk about all of them. We had Sharon Sanville, Kylie Wells, Jacob Fairnow, David Richmond, Tegan Richmond, daughter-dad duo coming in second and third, and one by GM Riley Fox.
Yeah, I believe Riley's really big in Steel Challenge as well.
Maybe he shoots an MPX, so he's a weird boy, um, and he's special. Rick Powers from the Ohio land was like, this was Graham's farewell match. Yes, it was. He decided he cannot physically participate in USPSA anymore, but he will still be around ROing matches and shooting steel challenge. I talked to him right before the match.
Yeah, that's correct. He's even selling everything. So if anybody wants anything, feel free to reach out to him. He's got a bunch of stuff on the interwebs for sale.
Mm-hmm.
In production, we had 5 shooters, so we'll go through them all. John Murphy in 5th, John Hall in 4th, John Murphy Sr. in 3rd, Craig Lehman in 2nd, and then Jake Martins in 1st, match director.
Yep. After working and setting up nationals, shooting nationals, and then going straight home to deal with putting up on a match.
Yes, sir. Now, I don't know why they called it production. They should have just called it John's division, because 3 of the 5 were named John.
This is true. In Revolver, Paul Francis was leading it, winning it. He is a GM, so it's all good and dandy. And
then last but not least, we've got Single Stack with Dennis Rainville and Cody Dangler and Leif Kunkel.
And Leif Kunkel. So maybe I'll have to go back into Practice Score Competitor and do the what if and see how much Leif would have won by. I love Cody. I love seeing Cody's dad at a range in the match, taking pictures. So it's always good to see.
Yeah. Always is good to see Cody, and mainly because Cody always brings the good stuff to drink.
This is also true. Cody does bring the good stuff to drink. I did want to bring up a piece of news that I saw over this week. There was supposed to be another USPSA major match, the Echo 1 SoCal State Championship, that, through what I read, was a match approved by DNROI. The stages were approved, the match was approved, and then removed the same day for claims for unpaid match fees since 2022. From what I read on the post from the SoCal page, that they mostly run outlaw matches, but then run some USPSA matches. And I don't know the whole story about this, but this is what I read, so I thought I'd share it with all of you.
Yeah, definitely. So if we move on out of the major matches into some upcoming news, don't forget, we've got some upcoming elections. Area 5, Area 2 in 2024, both will take office in 2025. So we've got, in Area 5, we've got Christopher St. Clair, who I believe has already filled out and turned in his application.
Yep, he is from Wisconsin. He is a match director at Schultz, the Schultz range.
We've got Leif Kunkel, owner of GX Products from Kentucky. I believe he probably at this point has already filled out his application and turned it in. Mm-hmm. If not, he's very close to it. He had his application out at Nationals. And then Adam Maxwell from Wisconsin, of course, he works for Vortex and does the match directing for the multi-gun nationals.
Yep. So if anyone pays attention to this, we will have Adam Maxwell back on the podcast to talk about multi-gun, talk about handgun nationals, Area 5, all the works when that comes out. So that'll be coming up. We'll get kind of a refresh episode. So far, the only person I know running for Area 2 is Mr. John, left-handed CZ shooter Batista. So he's the only one currently running. I don't know if Mr. Layton is rerunning or not. We still have a lot of time left until petitions are due. I think, end of the year?
If they're even due by then, I think it's like April 1st or something like that, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Right. So currently only John Batista.
Definitely open it up. It's opened up a year in advance, something like that.
Yeah. So as we can see, we do have a little bit of USPSA ongoing news.
A couple things that I wanted to clarify. As many people have been telling us on the internet, there were a few area directors that were served with some legal documents at Nationals. One thing I've heard going around, and I just wanted to, I was in the presence of this, so I wanted to make sure everyone was aware. It is factually incorrect that anybody, at least Bruce One, was served at his feet. I know I've heard that a couple times on different podcasts on social media. I was actually had the pleasure of working with Bruce and ended up sitting down for lunch with him on the day that he was served, and he was sitting at the picnic table and received it next to him. Um, the process server walked up, said, "Mr. Bruce, I've got some legal documents for you." He said, "Thank you," and walked away. It was no big deal. There was no ignoring. There was no nothing. Basically, nothing that has been on any of the social medias lately has been true as far as that. So, just wanted to bring that out. You know, I'm not as Alex knows, I've got my disagreements with the board of directors, but I want to make sure that everyone is aware of exactly what happened because at the end of the day, this is 2 Alpha News.
Yep, and it's the news the shooting community can use. You like
Yes.
that? You like how I threw that in there? But yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
and then we also did see today, I think a couple hours ago, the GoFundMe to bring legislation towards the board.
Not
Um,
legislation, litigation.
Litigation, thank you. Litigation towards the board has been refunded. Mr. Travis Lopez had some serial medical issues, so that GoFundMe got canceled and refunded. I wouldn't be surprised if you see another GoFundMe to take place just without Travis's involvement due to his medical issues. We do hope at 2 Alpha News that he gets through these serious medical issues and we see him back on the range soon.
Definitely, definitely. Couple things in the gun world news. Vista Outdoors was purchased by, I believe it was out of country purchaser. I don't know much more about that. Do you, Alex?
No, if you keep talking, maybe I can find it. I think it was, from what I heard, it was Fiocchi's parent company that bought them,
Okay.
um, but I want to. It was like 1.9 billion, I want to think, but
Yeah.
and then they're getting diversified or whatnot. It's quite interesting. So yeah, 1.9 billion dollar deal, and this actually came out 3 days ago. So I'm pulling this
Yeah, it
up
was this
now.
week. And then Smith and Wesson just came out with their new Response PCC. It is a PCC chambered in 9mm. The Response has a 23 plus 1 magazine capacity out of the box and ships with two 23 round M&P double stack magazines. It is rooted in its innovative, easy to install FlexMag system. Design consists of interchangeable magwell adapters that allow the firearm to operate using a variety of Smith & Wesson and other manufacturer magazines. Including the Response are two FlexMag kits that are compatible with the M&P double stack or Glock 1719 magazines. Pretty cool.
Yep. The only
Got
thing.
a 16 and a half inch threaded barrel, polymer handguard, Picatinny rail, M-lock slots, mag pull, flat face trigger, and the M&P grip with 4 interchangeable palm swells.
The only thing I can see from this currently that I'm not a big fan of is that the receiver upper and lower are polymer.
Mm, yeah,
So
and it's 6 pounds. I mean, that's relatively it's relatively light, realistically.
right. So a steel challenge gun, probably great. A steel challenge PCC, probably really good. If you really only want to spend maybe $1,100 getting the whole gun set up, because I think it's like MSRP of $799.
Yeah,
So
MSRP is $7.99 plus you're going to spend a couple bucks on an optic of some sort.
all right, you can put a Hollow Sun, a Seymour on it. Eat something super simple. Not
Yeah,
bad. Absolutely not bad. We did want to mention to you. Oh my God, we are blowing through today, so we better slow the roll, I guess, a little bit. I know we're going to take forever to talk about something, but I did want to remind everybody. This is a great point in the show. Hunters HD Gold. Brian Conley is a great supporter of the shooting sports. USPSA, IDPA, IPSC, Steel Challenge, Metal Madness, the works, right? Go check out their website, huntershdgold.com. Check out their 3 product lines, the gold, the ruby, and the new active blue. The active blue that I have on my desk right here. I love these things. I love wearing these. I just don't have them on right now. Go check them out. Like I said, Brian's a great supporter of the shooting sports. He was at Handgun Nationals and IDPA Worlds, like back to back. And he
yeah,
hung out with Luigi the whole time.
yeah. If that's not a great supporter of the shooting sports, I don't know what is.
Right. I did want to mention, I guess I wanted to bring this up at some point. is, if anyone saw my social media post, I got a new belt rigs for the 2024 season. So this is a Dominate Defense belt. It's the newest version or iteration of what I use. Outer belt is steel lined. Inner belt is a new system that I haven't played with yet because they kept changing them. This one's a black with lime green stitching, with a nice ratcheting belt to support yourself with. Great belt, made in America, made by the world's largest chaps maker. Dominate Defense is a actual other side, their real business job. But no, Dominate Defense makes the Hunter Constantine concealed carry belt as well. And the tier 1 concealed belt is the same thing, just branded differently.
Nice.
But I'm going to be setting this belt up. This is actually not mine. This one's a Nets belt. I just grabbed it because this is the one that was closest to me. We'll get hers all set up for her Carry Optics limited optics rig. Just waiting on the GX Products Vice holster to come in from Leif. It should be here soon. No, I did get confirmation after Nationals. It was almost done. So I'm not saying that. But got the mag pouches to put on this thing. Some DivTech magnets on it too. It's gonna be awesome. Mine, I got to get some new mag pouches are coming for mine as well. I got some Henning pouches coming for mine. So
For sure.
I'm really excited about that. So yeah, go check them out, guys. I do have a discount code. I forgot to put it on the tabs. But Dominate Defense, Manny Talks 10 gets you 10% off your Mach 1 speed belt combo. Best belt in the business, in my opinion.
For sure.
Oh, show.
Another thing interesting that I saw earlier, this is kind of gun news / shooting sports news, is that Garmin recently came out with a new chronograph. It's called the Zero C1 Pro, and it's running at $599.99. Looks like it's pretty well in stock. There are quite a few people on Facebook trying to unload their lab radars.
Wait, who wants to sell me a lab radar?
There are quite a few people on Facebook that are looking to unload their lab radars. The C1 is actually cheaper than lab radar and looks like it's easier to use. So I'm not sure whether clubs are going to start using those for their chronographs or not, but I would definitely be interested if someone has one. Would love to compare the two and see which one, see how they compare.
Right. So for anyone who cares, this is the Zero C1 Pro chronograph, $600. It's really small, like extremely small.
It can fit in your back pocket small.
Now, my question is, I'm assuming it's doing the same technology as a lab radar. Can you stack them vertically? What kind of cool contraptions? Well, here's the cool part. You can put them on any freaking tripod assembly mount, it seems like, from what they show here. So, Sven, go buy some of these. Build a new table. But it's pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. If someone wants to sell me a lab radar, you can talk to me about it. But that's cool. Garmin's come out. Did you also have you seen the Kestrel timers yet?
I have not.
So the Kestrel recently, not super recently, but they came out with their shot timers maybe a couple months ago now, but they're finally really hitting the market. I'm trying to pull it up. Yeah, so it's yellow. It's got multiple displays. I think it might be, here we go, the Kestrel KST 1000 shot timer. Let's pull.
I have heard of these.
I'm pulling it up right now. We're gonna go bam. Here we are. Boom. So they've got both of the display screens, the top face and the front. $300 for a timer, twice the price as an AMG. And go ahead.
I don't know, man. It's very similar in look, not with the buttons, but similar screen size to the Shooter's Global timer, and it looks like similar in size in general to the Shooter's Global timer. I've not played with one yet. I don't know anything about them, but I do have a Shooter's Global, and I really do enjoy using that for my dry fire practice. But if Kestrel wants to send us a timer, we'd be happy to try it out.
Yep. Maybe they'll even want to do some other things. But no, so the cool thing, it reminds me of a Pocket Pro 2. a little bit because it's got the top
The
display,
top screen.
so you can see it as you're ROing, and the microphone's on the front somewhere. But it so you can kind of watch it while it's still having the screen. You flip it around your back. You don't have to do this cockeyed thing with your wrist. You can just turn it behind your back like a Shooter's Global or an AMG. It looks promising. $300, probably worth it. Time will tell, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not sure matches are going to start flocking to these because $300 is obviously on the pricey side for these. But if they're available and they sync up with practice score, we'll see.
They're not quite. So everyone's been waiting for Practice Score 2.0, right?
Yeah.
To come out. So Shooters Global timers will work. Kestrel timers will work. I don't know. I
Hopefully,
don't.
maybe even Lab Radars or Garmin's will be able to sync in with the Practice Score 2.0.
Oh, to sync to the tablet, so you don't even have to tap anything. You can just hit the button.
Yeah, then we can reduce our chrono staff by one.
Now, okay. So this is actually a great point to talk about. I'm going to pull over to my other screen for the meantime. But chronograph, right? What's the right number of people at chronograph?
Two.
Two. The whacker and the shooter, right?
Yeah, because so especially at a multi-day match where you don't have and even not at a multi-day match, I don't think you need more than two because effectively especially if you have a ghost squad in the very beginning of the day,
As you
is what
should.
as you should for chronograph. What you're going to do is you're going to receive all the bullets and you're going to whack all the bullets within your first ghost squad, and then the two of you are going to use the tablet. There's a shooter and a tablet guy,
Mm-hmm.
and the shooter shoots and the tablet guy tablets, and neither shall the two mix. You don't need, in my opinion, you don't need three people to sit at chronograph, because there's a lot of wasted time sitting there at chronograph.
I could understand if you have a floater on the stage after chrono, like you've got three or four people, you could have the guy on the ghost squad or the first squad of the day be able to help them
Sure.
pull bullets. If you're using the Ben Berry system or the Sven Wagner system for bullet pulling, you'd only need the two people, right? The only time you're going to need the stump or the whacker is like a 45.
Yeah, and Ben Berry does a little bit differently. He pulls a mag off of their belt and runs and does not collect ammo in the very beginning of the day. He
Mm-hmm.
pulls a mag off their belt, pulls the bullet out of their mag, and runs it through his press to pull the bullet. I can see maybe having a third person in that case, just to be able. So one person is pulling the bullet and getting the weight, while one person is on the tablet and one person is shooting. I can see it.
Well, right. And then if anyone wants to really go in depth about that, you go listen to the Ben Berry, short course episode,
Yeah.
it's called Chronograph or North Carolina Chronograph. Go listen to it. It's a great episode. Ben talks about what he does at Chronograph. But it's a nice system. He would love to do random draw chrono, which I like. I like the idea of random draw chrono. But it has to be within the rules to do so. I like the idea
Right.
of it. I still don't think.
You can do random draw chrono. Like I can go instead of collecting chronograph ammo, I can say, okay, give me the mag off your belt, and I'm going to shoot 3 rounds out of that.
Mm-hmm.
What we can't do today, according to the rules, is I can't say, oh, Alex, I don't need to test you. I don't need to test Annette, but Khory, we're going to test you. And we have to test everybody. If we have chronograph, we have to test everybody once.
Mm-hmm.
But then if someone else, like if you look shady and your bullets go bang, 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 then I can send you back to chrono.
Right. Or you see an open shooter with a big stick and you just watching them shoot the whole stage. There's no reload, and it's a 32 round stage and they didn't miss anything, right? You'd be like, okay, is this mag too long or what? Like,
Yeah, we can send them back to chrono for that.
yep.
So
There's anything you can get sent back to chrono, but if you have chrono, you got to go through once.
Yep. So off of our soapbox for chronograph this week, What are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing this weekend? I'm not doing anything. I have to stay home. I was supposed to work on Saturday, so Saturday was out. But Sunday, I was supposed to go shoot the Guga Rebus Invitational at the Wayne County Practical Shooters in Romulus, Michigan. Um, 3/4 of Team FML, Fluffy, Manny, Lucky, will be at the match. So Fluffy and Lucky, good luck, brothers. Um, what do we have? Nothing's going on. I don't think I have anything.
Do you have domestic tranquility issues?
No, there was just some stuff. There's stuff that always needs to get done at home. Um,
So yes, domestic tranquility. Gotcha.
no, well, I appeased. But speaking of, I need to pull this up. So actually, I'm hopefully looking to go to a soon to me an indoor USPSA match. The closest USPSA indoor match to me is ran by our good friend Bob Miller of the
Oh,
Ryan Rocks Outdoor Adventures. So him and Robert Torres of Ann Arbor Arms have teamed up and are hosting indoor local USPSA matches, 4 stages at Ann Arbor Arms. Looks like every other Monday night, starting at 5:30. Let me look right here. I'll click on the magical link. Believe it is 5:30 start time. Registration starts at 4:30. First shots at 5:30. So reasonably, there's 3 squads. You're going to get out of there in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
so is it like four stages in one long shooting line, or they?
Nope. So they do 2 stages in one bay, and then 1 stage in each of the other bays. So they have 3 indoor bays,
Oh, cool.
like 25 yards plus, like 50 yards deep. So I haven't been. I missed their first match due to having to go to the dentist that day. It
Stupid
was
dentist.
and it was the day right after coming back from the cleanup match.
Okay.
So I was like, I can't make it, but I'm hoping to make it there soon. Run by my good buddy Bob Miller.
For sure.
Hopefully, we'll have some news on the Ryan Rocks Outdoor Ryan Rocks Charity Blast. It'll be the 12th year, right?
11th. No, 12th. Yeah, 12th.
So the 12th year of the Ryan Rocks Charity Blast. Hopefully soon. Match director Jeff Garrick should join us one night for a little talking because it's important. They're looking hopefully to move the match somewhere to a new range to get more people to come shoot the match. But we'll see. I don't know. I do have this cool fancy sign from Handgun Nationals, Stage 7. Pretty cool. So, got that here. I didn't go collecting more because I just didn't want to be a dick.
Oh, you could have collected them all. We were throwing them away. So
Yeah. Khory, what are you doing this week, brother?
I have a wedding on Saturday.
Whose wedding are we crashing?
It's a buddy of mine from high school that I've stayed in touch with.
There you
So it's actually my best friend and his wife's it's his wife's ex boyfriend that I'm going to his wedding. So should be a good time.
go. Right. Is it an open bar?
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah,
Oh, hell
their
yeah.
family likes to drink. So yes, open bar. I'm sure. Although it's one of those like church weddings, so it's one of those church weddings. So the wedding's at 2, and then the reception's at 6. So I'm gonna have to find somebody to go to a bar with in between the wedding and the reception to pregame the reception. But
Right.
it'll be great.
Yeah. So, as a little reminder to our listeners, someone keeps sending me god dang text messages. Oh, it's the wife saying that Alexa says she loves me and saying goodbye. But anyway, Nationals dates 2024. World Speed Shooting Championship is the end of May, beginning of June, 5/29 through 6/2. Carry Optics 6/28 through 6/30.
That's a Cardinal.
Yes, it is.
FYI.
Everything other than and then multi-gun July 19th through the 21st is in Forest Lake, Minnesota. And then the rest is all at CMP Talladega. So we have Handgun Nationals, which is limited production, single stack revolver, L10, and limited optics, 9/13 through the 15th. And Open PCC finishing out the year strong with the best divisions. 10/18 and through 10/20 down in CMP Talladega.
You gonna be there?
Yeah, you're gonna be there, so
I am. Okay.
yep. Yeah, we got to still figure out if our buddy Fluffy's gonna go with us or not. So we got to talk about that at some point.
For sure.
Yeah,
Who
so
else is going? If you're going to Open PCC Nationals, make a comment. Shoot Alex an email.
yes, we'll try to do something cool. Maybe we'll do a party one night at the Hunters HD Gold van. sponsored by Bobby Q, right?
Yeah, for sure.
See, it's on the air. Bobby's got to do it now. It's great.
You know, next year is Bobby's 10th anniversary doing matches.
She said, "Is his 10th anniversary?"
Yeah, 10th anniversary doing matches.
That's pretty cool. I hope he goes and shoots more. I mean, he does so much work for the shooting sports. I definitely wish that he was able to shoot more. Just shoot.
Yeah.
But he's servicing the community with his delicious vendor fare. I will say his food is delicious. It's not for everybody on the range, but it's always good when you're done shooting too. So if you shoot AM, you can have barbecue for lunch.
For sure. I want to make a note too, because my parents and I were talking about this. They were down at Nationals and they were walking around and they saw Bobby's trailer and they've heard how much I rave about his food. And then they saw the sign right next to Bobby's trailer that said staff only.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that Bobby's food was for staff only.
Oh, maybe he needs some arrows.
So it's true. Part of Bobby's food is for staff only. Bobby always has a buffet for the staff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are not staff and just a shooter, or even just a someone out there that wants to try Bobby's food, walk up to the window and you can buy some.
This is true. He also always has hot dogs. So if there's nothing that is on the menu, you
Yeah,
can
as
always
long
get
as
hot.
Jake Martins is there, he'll have a hot dog.
Oh, Jake Martins will always be there. Even though he will not be the match director for any of the matches going into 2024, he will definitely have hot dogs. So, Khory, off the top of your head, Buckeye Blast is what dates?
Buckeye Blast is the first weekend in May.
I want to say, what, 5-2 through
Four.
5-4?
5-2 through 5-6 or something like that.
Something like that. We'll go with that. And then we have Area 5, and that's in August.
Yeah, it's the third weekend in August. Give me 1 second. I can pull up the Form Cs and I can give you exact dates.
Those are good. So, if anyone doesn't know, the third weekend in August, it was typically the Battle for the North Coast match dates. Those
Correct.
guys, Bud Conley, Breton Rebel,
Yeah.
were match directors running those matches. They're taking some time off so that Ohio can host Area 5. And we're not draining staff too much in the local scene.
Correct. So, Cardinal Practical Shooters Ohio State Buckeye Blast is May 2nd through the 5th. Staff is going to shoot Thursday the 2nd afternoon, Friday the 3rd morning. Competitors are going to be able to come in and shoot Friday afternoon and Saturday morning, or Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning. There will be a few squads open for all day Saturday. 12-ish stages. Well, 12 stops, will likely be more stages. Chronograph included.
Yeah. Well, and I liked it last year. It was a good mix. It was a good ratio, and it was a nice time.
Yeah.
Especially shooting staff. It was not draining. I did get to eat in between, so that was always a good pleasure.
I will note that this is not going to be a staff reset match this year. So, unfortunately, it's just really hard on the staff. Dan worked a staff reset match the next weekend, and he looked at me and he's like, "Khory, we can't do that to our staff anymore. It's hard on the staff. It's so this will not be a staff reset. It'll be a traditional competitor reset. But we're still going to put on a great match, and Bobby will be there."
Is it against code of conduct to put a tip jar out for me to reset for just competitors?
Yes, but we're gonna have we'll have a conversation about that because I've got some ideas.
Right, you never know. Area 5. We're looking forward to that match. That's going to be bigger, better, and awesome.
Yeah, Area 5 is going to be also at Cardinal Practical Shooters, August 14th through the 18th. Tentatively, staff is going to shoot the 14th and 15th, which is Wednesday, Thursday. Competitors are going to be able to come in and shoot either Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. And that'll be afternoon, morning of all three of those. And there may be some extra squads mixed in there if someone wants to shoot an all-day Saturday or a Friday, Sunday mix. Make it available for people to join us.
A Friday Sunday mix?
Yeah, if you've got a local shooter that is busy on Saturday, and they want to come in and shoot Friday and Sunday, let them.
I'm not saying that's not a great idea, But I'm trying to already think about how would you do the squatting for that, right? Like,
Well, so keep in mind if you've got an all day Saturday, that means that in the Friday Saturday and the Saturday Sunday matrix, there are all day Saturday squads. So if I toss in a squad that's Friday afternoon, Sunday morning, it'll work.
hmm
Don't worry about it.
I know.
Match director right here, you know?
Right? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So we're looking forward to those matches. Those are pretty close to me, so I'm
Yeah, and
excited
at
for
least
those.
30 stages for Area 5. Dan
30
Click said
stages.
so. Yeah.
All right.
Dan Click and I have decided that we're going to do the 9 days of Area 5. If anyone remembers that, it'll be similar to the 9 days of Nationals, but just Area 5.
Right. So I don't know. Have you listened to the most recent episode of the Casual Shooters podcast?
I have not yet.
Okay. So maybe next week you listen to the 2 episodes with Jay Slater. We'll talk about it next week on 2 Alpha News. So Khory,
Yeah,
this is
sure.
a great segue to get the heck out of Dodge. Khory, share your sponsors with the lovely people.
We've got 4. We've got Shields Manufacturing. They make the finest buffer systems, and we have banners. You're welcome, Brian. We've got Hunter's HD Gold, Hunter's HD Ruby, and Active Blue. I've got all 3. Love them. Can't shoot a match without them. Victor's Legacy. If anyone's seen my personal social media, you've seen my new Nerf gun. Oh wait, it's not. It's a PCC. It's amazing. I handed it to them at Battle for the North Coast and said, I really don't care what you guys do to it, so figure it out. And 3 months later, they gave me a call and said, hey, your gun's done. It took us longer because you didn't give us any direction, but it looks beautiful. And I agree. And last but not least, we've got Excalibur Ammunition out of Florida. They gave me 500 rounds that I'm still messing around with at Nationals, and I'm really liking it so far.
I probably spelled everything wrong, but it's okay. I will add it to the thingy.
Alex, who are your sponsors?
Well, I don't call them partners. I call them partners. But we've got Go Fast Don't Suck. They make these awesome banners behind me. Hopefully see some cool things coming from Go Fast Don't Suck in the near future. Hunter's HD Gold, like Khory always says, Brian's a huge supporter of the shooting sports and us. Dominate Defense. I talked about their belt on the show. Got to get those set up. DivTechShop.com. Nathan Dively over there, great shooter from North Carolina. Sad to see that he's actually not on the live today like he normally is. We've got Laugh and Load, my friends Tony and Jackie from the Chicagoland area. Great shooters, great friends. They also host the Pew Time podcast. Harass them when they don't post it on time or at all that week because, like I said, consistency is important.
And dead air. No
Yes,
dead air.
no dead air. I could care less about the dead air as long as you post an episode at some form of consistent basis. Outdoor Dynamics makes fantastic ammunition. They are getting ready to shoot the Falling Steel World Series down at Rowan this weekend. So we'll be talking about those results next week. Summit City Bullets, Tony running Summit City Bullets is a fantastic lead-coated bullet product.
Yes, for sure.
You see them, talk to me. I will hopefully in the near future have sample packs to give out. Actually, I actually was working on that the other day. I just got to get a mail issue figured out, and I will explain about that later. Range Panda, Eric Steiner, Gianni Giordano, great shooters. I love hanging out with them and supporting them. They do great custom foam. Eric's going to open the books open soon to get if you want custom cut foam for your handguns. Hit him up and he'll get it done. Chile Custom Gunworks makes fantastic 2011 parts for your guns. The Tom Castro Shooting Academy, my buddy Tom, running out, shooting all these matches, top 5, super squad level shooter, doing some awesome coaching and training. So check him out. tcsacoaching.com and Buddy Ivester's company 2 Alpha Apparel. I'm wearing a hat because I love this hat. But yep, go check them out, guys. They're my partners, and I can't do this without them. So, and without the listeners, we couldn't do this either, Khory. I mean,
for sure. It's not that we couldn't do it; it's that we don't want to.
I'm fine talking. We spend enough time talking to each other, so it doesn't really matter if we were doing this show or not, but we do it for you. So, guys, check us out on social media. Search 2 Alpha News, Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and Rumble. Find us there. Follow us. Share it with your friends, and join us. And maybe sometime soon we will actually get a listener on through the show. We can do that link thing. And
yeah, for sure. And one other thing. We are also on most of your podcasting platforms. So if you just were able to catch a few minutes of this evening, or you are sitting on YouTube or Rumble and say, man, I really wish I could take this on the go, we are also on podcasts as 2 Alpha News. So earlier today, I looked, we had 8 people. We've had 44 listens so far. 8 people listened to last week's episode. So if you have any questions or would like to join us in the future, feel free to email us at mannytalkshooting@gmail.com, and Alex will talk to me, and I will talk to his people, and we will get you on the show.
Yes, we will. And if you guys want to see people pop up on the show, it could be the Manny Talk Shooting podcast, right? 2 Alpha News. Let us know. We the worst someone can tell us is no, right?
For sure.
So if we want to talk to, hopefully, I'll say this right now. I would love to talk to Mr. Jake Martins on the show right here, right now. Bring him on the show to talk. It'll be a fun time. So we could do that. If you want to talk to Nils Jonassen, we probably could get it scheduled. We just got to make it, just let us know. So
Yeah.
let us know, guys. Email me, mannytalkshooting@gmail.com, or whatever you want to, Instagram, DMs. I don't care. Get a hold of me. Blame Khory for not posting on social media enough. But it's all good. Khory, any last words before we get this thing pimped off?
No, I think that's it.
So what am I supposed to go do?
Get out and do the things, Alex.
Yep, that's right. And I will see you guys